here, my friends, and I don't know about you, but I am very excited for slightly cooler temps and just really bringing in those elements of cozy into my home. It has been so beautiful here, so we are just windows open, fresh air, getting out, doing the apple picking, starting to check some other things off of our fall bucket list, and I'm just so excited for this season. I am sad to see summer go, but I am excited to kind of cozy up and just turn a little bit more inward this time of year. So I thought we would celebrate by doing a little bit of cozy fall baking together. But first off, this would not be a fall celebration without a pumpkin spice latte. I am not really a Starbucks girl. Once you have the ability to make espresso and lattes at home, you just can't go back. But even when I did go to Starbucks, I never was a big pumpkin spice latte girl. I always just personally found them too sweet, and some of the ingredients are a little bit questionable. But you can make them at home yourself so deliciously with very simple ingredients that you already have in your kitchen. And it's really fun to get festive with it every once in a while. I'm usually like a pretty plain coffee, like literally milk and espresso, but it is fun to get festive sometimes. Okay, so first up, I am baking some mini muffins. My kids love mini muffins, and it's so funny. I was like in the habit of baking a lot of muffins, and they were like somewhat accepting of them. And then I would start baking the exact same recipes, but in mini version, and they go crazy for them. I'm like, it's literally the same thing, you guys. But anyway, so they love mini muffins, so I've been making a lot of those recently. These are just good old pumpkin spice muffins. I will link the recipe down below. This is a fresh milled flour, completely fresh milled flour recipe, and they turned out so delicious, like just so light and fluffy as far as fresh milled flour goes. And I did I did make one addition, I should say, to this recipe, and that is adding collagen. I do try and add this to a lot of my baking recipes because it's a great way to get extra protein in there, but also just get in like that physical collagen, because my kids and myself, we're not necessarily eating collagen-rich foods every single day, but collagen is so important to consume in your diet. So I love to sneak that in where I can, and baking is a perfect opportunity because you can't taste it. It doesn't change it at all. And I never notice a difference as far as it like drying out or anything with the added powder. I mean, I'm also a little loosey-goosey when it comes to baking. I'm no expert, but to me, they always turn out really well. And these were so good. They made the house smell so good, and my kids gobbled them up. They love these as a little snack. My daughter loves these in like a packed lunch. They're just always a hit around here. Eating real, nourishing food that provides my body with what it needs to thrive is one of my main passions. And as you guys know, one of my favorite things to sneak into my favorite baked goods for me, for my family, is collagen. The more I have learned about collagen over the years, the more I have realized just how many areas of the body require collagen, but also how much collagen is missing from our modern diet, which is why I think the vast majority of people would benefit from a collagen supplement. And hands down, my favorite collagen peptides is the multi-collagen protein by Ancient Nutrition. Ancient Nutrition makes high-quality, whole food-based supplements that combine the power of ancient traditions with modern science so that they can make truly effective products. If you didn't know, collagen actually has a very unique amino acid structure that's different from any other proteins. And this unique makeup is comprised from glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, which are all amino acids. And if you didn't know, collagen is also the most abundant protein in the body. So think your hair, skin, and nails need collagen, your joints, your bones, your digestive system, even your reproductive system all use collagen. Now, if you look at our ancestors, we used to consume a very collagen-rich diet because we consumed a lot of bone broth, a lot of meats that have been stewed for a long time with the bones in, a lot of meat with the skin on, all of which are excellent sources of collagen. And if you're not consuming those types of foods on a very regular basis, you absolutely want to be supplementing collagen. Now, as I said earlier, collagen can play many different roles in different areas of the body, but here's the thing about collagen. Not all supplements are created equal because they have different types in them. There are different types of collagen that are used in different areas throughout the body. The reason I love Ancient Nutrition's multi-collagen protein is it has 10 different types of collagen. So you're kind of covering all of the bases. You're getting different types of of collagen that are going to impact all of those areas of the body that need it. It also contains probiotics as well as vitamin C, which is critical because vitamin C is what's used to actually attach those collagen peptides you're consuming to the collagen fibers in your body. So you need that vitamin C in order for it to do its work. So by supplementing, not only are you getting that unique amino acid structure that your body needs for all of those different functions, but also something I just love about collagen is it's so easy to mix into basically any food or drink, and it gives you extra protein. The majority of women especially do not consume enough protein. And what's concerning is once you're over the age of 30, ladies, you can lose up to 1% of your lean mass per year unless you are actively building that muscle and consuming the amount of protein needed to do so. 2 scoops of the multi-collagen protein has 20 grams of collagen, and it basically has no flavor, it's undetectable, so it's so easy to stir into your morning coffee or add to baked goods or stir into yogurt. It's truly such an easy way to bolster up that protein intake to help you get closer to that high protein goal. Now, if you guys want to check out my personal favorite collagen supplement for yourself, I have a discount code for you guys. You can use the code BRISTOWB, which will give you 15% off Ancient Nutrition's multi-collagen protein on Amazon. Okay, this next one is a recipe that I have been meaning to share with you guys, and I figured this video was a perfect time because it's technically baking, and that is a new granola recipe. So speaking of protein, I have been trying to eat a lot more protein recently, and I've been feeling so much better. Not that I was feeling bad before, but protein just truly does the body good. But anyway, so I've been making a grain-free granola instead of my like classic go-to oat-based granola. So there's 2 reasons I love it. One, I think it's so much tastier. It's like crispy and crunchy and just so much more satisfying. And also it's even easier to make. I feel like I can throw it together even more quickly because I'm not melting any coconut oil. So I'll have this recipe here for you guys. You can copy it down and try it for yourself. It also takes a lot less time in the oven, so it's quicker start to finish. But it is truly so delicious. If you wanted to make this fall inspired, you could add some pumpkin spice to it, or you can just do cinnamon. Either way, it's so delicious on top of yogurt and oatmeal. It's just so crunchy and satisfying. I think you guys are gonna love it. Okay, welcome to my experimenting to find the perfect tea time treat. And I put that like in parentheses because I love a good afternoon tea. I love having a little something with it, but like I'm not gonna sit down and eat like a sugary cookie every day. It's just not how I roll. I'm more of like a real food kind of girl. So I have been experimenting with lots of different recipes. I will link this specific one down below. I did also add collagen to this one, but otherwise I followed it pretty much exactly. They're considering, this is another grain-free one, by the way, and it's considered biscuits by this recipe, but they far more resemble drop scones in my opinion. So I refer to them as scones, but they're made with almond flour, pretty simple ingredients, but I'm on a mission to have like a little something in the afternoon with tea. But I don't want it to be something that's not like healthy, real food option. Cause like every once in a while eating something like that is completely fine. And like, I'm here for the balance, but not for like a daily thing. And not that I have tea every single day, but you guys know what I'm saying. So this is what I would say is getting pretty close to my ideal. It's been really fun experimenting. These are really actually super delicious. They're like light and simple. They're not very sweet. But I'm not quite there yet. I'm going to keep experimenting. So we recently did a little bit of apple picking as a family, which was so fun. We always do this once a year. I always have to like laugh a little bit at the sheer amount of money that this costs. And we're like paying people to not have to hire out labor to pick the apples. I don't know if I'm just being cynical or if like anyone else just thinks about that. It's just kind of funny, but we do it for the experience and it's so fun and we really do enjoy it every year. And we come home with this big giant crate of apples. And then of course we have got to use up those apples. So there's lots of different ways that you can make all the fall apple goodies. But we have recently, since we got back from this little apple picking excursion, I made a bunch of applesauce and I made an apple pie, an apple cake, like an Irish apple cake is next on my list. Haven't gotten there yet. But I've tried the pie crust out of this, actually the pie crust and the apple pie out of this book. It's like a Williams-Sonoma dessert book. And it turned out pretty good. I will link the recipe down below that I've used in the past that I think is like a dynamite traditional pie crust, because this one just didn't measure up in my opinion. But, and as you can see, I'm still missing my food processor blade is still missing in action. So I'm using my blender, which maybe that's why this pie crust didn't turn out as well, because really blenders are not as effective as this whole situation as a food processor per the internet. That's what the internet told me, but I had to work with what I had. So made the pie crust, stuck it in the hour or in the fridge for, you have to put it in for a couple hours, but I actually just did it the day before. And for this pie crust, I considered doing like a little bit fresh milled, a little bit all purpose, but pie crusts to me are always tricky and I always mess it up. This time I messed it up. Every time I make a pie, I mess it up and I'm like, wow, this isn't going to turn out. I guess we're not having pie. And then I somehow figure out a way to make it work. But every time it throws me for a loop. So I was like, I'm just going to follow the recipe exactly because I am not a pie crust extraordinaire, and clearly I'm not ready to be experimenting with like other variables because I mess it up every time. But so you get your pie crust ready, and then you peel up all of your apples and dice them. We do have one of those little spinny apple contraptions. It's called like a Johnny Apple thing. I don't know. I can link it down below, but honestly, I wouldn't buy it because the one I grew up with, like the one my mom has, is like so sturdy. And so just like in its 90s glory, still works like a champ, I'm sure. The one I got was like a cheapo off Amazon, and it's so flimsy, and it honestly takes longer to use that and like have to reuse it and reset it and all of that than just chopping up the apples. So I realized that the other day, or a day before I made this, I made applesauce, and I was like, okay, I think we're done with this little contraption. The kids did have a lot of fun with it, but it was honestly more frustrating than time saving. Anyway, so I got my crust out. I think my big problem was I don't know why I did this. Like, you're supposed to do it on a floured countertop, but I put them between parchment paper. I think honestly, because the last time I did a pie crust, I did it on a floured countertop and it still stuck. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to do it on parchment paper. So maybe you should do parchment paper plus flour. But I was so frustrated, I actually stopped filming. I should have filmed where it was literally sticking to the parchment paper, and I had to like scrape it off with a spatula and start from scratch. But then I put it on a flour countertop, and it worked just fine. So I don't know. Let me know down in the comments, pie extraordinaires. Tell me what to do, because I literally messed up every time. We still ended up with a pie. As you can see, look, we got 2 pie crusts. There's apples in there. It was delicious. We all enjoyed it, but it was a little bit of a journey getting there, and it took way longer. I was like, oh, we'll just make a pie. It's like 4 hours later, we finally had a pie. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Happy fall baking. Hope you're enjoying all the cozy vibes that are starting to make their way into your life. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.